this is how you can sleep better by using meditation. So most people, they tend to have trouble sleeping at night. And there are a couple small things that you can do before you go to bed that can make you sleep like a baby. And I want to share that with you. One thing, well, I'll do one like this. I'll say three, two, one. So 3 hours before you go to bed, no eating food. 2 hours before you go to bed, no work or no conceptual task, only perceptual task. And 1 hour before you go to bed, no screens. So no food, no conceptual task, no screens. With that being said, a great evening routine could look something like this. Let's say you want to get in bed at 11 o'clock at night. When it becomes 10 o'clock, you take your phone and you either turn it off or put it in sleep mode. Once you've done that, then you can sit in meditation for 3 to 30 minutes. It doesn't matter if it's 30 minutes or three, but it's a beautiful closure for the day. It's like, you know what? Today's done. Today is done. We're gonna sit in meditation. We're gonna sit on a meditation cushion and pretend to meditate for 3 to 30 minutes. After that, and if you're not familiar with meditation, just sit there and watch yourself breathe. Simple. After that, to then go to bed and grab a book. Now, if you're not a reader, here's a little tool you can use. Is you can use reading as a vehicle to make you sleepy. And this will help you become a reader. Reading a book that is more perceptual and not conceptual. You definitely don't want to be reading the basics of mechanical engineering to design an airplane before you go to bed. If it's something perceptual and you want to read something like spiritual, philosophical, light philosophy, light spirituality, it might not be skillful to read um, about stoicism before bed because that's kind of that can kind of be a hardcore conceptual philosophy for some. So opening a book and reading it. I like to read um, meditation books, and I fall asleep with meditation books on my face. You might like to read different books, but the key is when you read until the words start to vibrate, your one eye is open and one eye is closed, and you start to drift off. That's a good moment to know it's almost time to go to bed. If you want to try to read a little bit more, you can, but noticing when you're starting to drift off, you start to drift off, you then put the book down and lie on your back. You lie on your back and you watch your breath. You can count your breath from 1 to 10, repeating on each exhalation, breathing naturally. From 1 to 10, breathing naturally, and then repeat. And when you start to lose count, 1, 2, 8, 10, you then let go of the counting and roll on your side and drift off to bed. So that's the sequence. The room needs to be very dark, no screens in the room, total pitch black dark, and a little cold. A little cold. If you're reading on a Kindle, I don't advise it, but if you're reading on a Kindle or an e-ink reader, put the light down to the lowest level. Forget reading on an iPad, Forget reading on your iPhone, because those blue lights, any screens are going to decrease your natural melatonin levels. And melatonin is the hormone that facilitates sleep. And around 10:30 at night, there's a wave of melatonin that's naturally released in your mind that reminds you, hey, it's time to go to sleep. The last piece of advice I would give is when you wake up in the morning, when the sun just comes up or when it's kind of coming up, have a look at the sun. Looking at the sun can allow your circadian rhythms to reset. And the same goes for when the sun sets. When the sun is setting, have a look at the sun and it will start to reset your rhythms to where melatonin will release at night. And even if it's cloudy, that works. So those are a couple of things you can do. Meditate before bed, no screens, read before bed. Then when you start to feel sleepy, put the book down, count your breath. When you lose count, roll over to your side, and you'll probably sleep like a baby. Thank you.